What's up, YouTube? This is your boy 12 from Garage 3000. I did a compression test last night on this vehicle, and it was late, so I didn't record. And of course, there are many videos on YouTube already about this, but I'm recording to document my progression through this engine, through this learning process. I don't know this engine. It's not the original engine. I picked it up off Craigslist for a couple thousand, and it has a JBM engine in it. And so I noticed a lot of things are missing, but the car was running fine for 2 weeks. And then I did a coolant flush and a heater core flush. Went through the proper channels of getting the air out of the coolant system, closed the hood to take it for a ride, and the thing just bogged down. And I'm not sure what happened. It hasn't cranked up since. That was 2 weeks ago. I really haven't had time to look at it, but today is 70 degrees here in the ATL. So I've been this weekend. So it's February. It's crazy hot for February, and I'm out here. I got all the ignition coils off. I got all the spark plugs out, brand new NGK spark plugs, and I've just been going through it. And so I did a compression test, and all 6 of my cylinders are reading at 160 psi. And to do that compression test, like I said, I disengaged the fuel. I disengaged the fuel pump fuse over here. So I have it sitting right here. That's that. I have it on a battery tender. That's what these terminal leads are. I took out all the spark plugs, disconnected all the coils, so nothing's hooked up. All the spark plugs are sitting up on the windshield, behind the windshield wipers. And then I just screwed this tool in, which I got from Harbor Freight. I know a lot of people give Harbor Freight a lot of flack for their tools, but I have several and I've been a fan of theirs. So just tighten that in, clear it out, make sure it's at 0. Then I'm gonna just go ahead and crank the engine over. I'll flip that later. It's gonna sound like this has a weak battery, but it has a strong battery. It's only sounding like that because there are no spark plugs in there. Alright, I just counted to 10. That should be enough time to give me an accurate reading. And let me just take it out without pressing the button so it can save the last reading. Like I said, I already did this cylinder, but I'm just doing this now for video purposes. And I'm gonna do the spark plugs for a test for spark. So here we are. Sitting pretty at about 160, a little bit over 160. Wait, whatever, 165ish, around that range. But either way, they were all in that same range. Yeah, I'd say just a little under. I'm just say 165. They were all at that range. So between 160 and 165. I did that without throttle. If I press the throttle, it was 160 without throttle and 165 with throttle. It's not a big difference, but thing is, they were even across all 6 cylinders. Well, actually, this back one read number 5 cylinder. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Number 5 cylinder read at 170. But even still, that's not a big difference. And so I'm going to check for spark, and after that, I'm going to check into this PTU unit, this wiring, because I don't know what the hell they have going here. I have it snaked up towards the top of the hood, top of the frame, because I'm trying to learn it. It has a lot of stuff going on with it. I'm not sure why this one negative was I don't know what the hell they got going on. And that one black, I'm not sure what it is. And I'm also going to check into the fuel. I'm going to tap into the fuel line and put a fuel pressure test, fuel pressure gauge there. So where is it at? That's my fuel filter, which is new. They're not expensive, $10 or so. This is my fuel pressure regulator. Let me see if I can get that on there. Can't really see it because it's covered up by some stuff, but there we go. Fuel pressure regulator. And on the other side we have a piece that looks just like the fuel pressure regulator, which is the fuel pressure dampener. Right, where are you? Right here. This just has stuff. I just have wires. Fuel pressure dampener. It looked just the same. I'm not sure exactly the importance of it. I don't know. I'm learning as I go. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I forgot to mention, I also want to look into this crank angle sensor right here. It's not, since the car isn't starting, I want to look into this. Like, my sensors look pretty good. Like, they look brand new. I mean, my connectors, I'm sorry. And that's for everything, for the PTU and for this crank angle, the CAS, this crank angle sensor. But I can see where some wires were spliced. Uh-oh, the camera's listing down. I can see where some wires were spliced, so I'm not sure exactly. I mean, it was running just fine, so I'm sure the wiring isn't a problem. It was running absolutely perfect. I'm driving all around town. So I'm gonna take that off. Just turn it to see if I'm getting some fuel, some life to my fuel injectors. Maybe it's a fuel problem.